Maisie and Thomas, how's it going?
Great.
Very good, thank you.
Really good, thank you.
Thomas, the Sex Pistols were about anarchy and chaos, so this set was never going to be a quiet set, and your performances were always going to have to be OTT. Is it true that you were thinking during all the mayhem, oh my gosh, are we actually going to nail this? Are we going to get it right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I feel like that's when you're being outside of your comfort zone, not knowing whether or not you're going to pull something off. That's, I think, a very special place to be, like for an artist or for an actor.
So then, Thomas, how does it feel when you actually get to see this? You all did, the cast got to see this on the big screen. Was there a massive sigh of relief, and what was the after party like?
Well, I mean, it's a shame that a lot of people aren't going to get to see it on the big screen, because it does lend itself very well, especially with all the music.
And it's stunning.
Yeah, no, and it's really pretty. You know, our cinematographer did a great job, and we had, multiple different sorts of cameras that we were using too. Some of, original 80s cameras that are reminiscent of that, era. And, we also shrunk the whole thing down. I can't remember what it is, 8:4 or something. It's not a traditional widescreen at all, which makes it look like a home movie. So no, it is beautiful, but it's lovely to see it up there doing its thing, being shown in front of an audience, and hearing where they laugh, where they cry, what they think of it, and watching it with my peers, the people that all kind of group together to make this thing. It's always a proud moment. It's like a little baby you're letting into the world, and off it goes. And hope it does well.
Maisie, you were saying when you were dressed as Jordan, every single day walking on set, I turned heads. How did that feel?
Hugely empowering. Jordan has such a confidence about her, and it's overwhelming. And I didn't know how I was ever going to pull that off. And to be honest with you, it was all in the hair and makeup and costumes that the team pulled together for me. And I felt hugely confident and secure within myself. And I think as an actor, that's like, it's a rare position to be in. But for Jordan, it really worked.
Sadly, she's recently passed. But what was it like for both of you to have someone like that who lived the experience with you?
I think Jordan really, she had an incredible life and career after this time was done. But not everyone who, not everyone who kind of visited the set had that same opportunity. And I think that it was just for us, we were making a dramatized version of these events. But, when you're confronted with the people who were there and their memories, it's a huge sense of responsibility and a huge like honor to be with them, and for them to have any kind of interest in this. And I think that everyone was hugely supportive, but it was overwhelming at times, for sure.
Thomas, I think one of the reasons why this series really works is because of the chemistry you all have together. Like, I know you're acting, but it just feels so real. Were you guys hanging out offset to make that happen?
We shot this at the height of COVID, and so it was the first time that people could see one another and got to hang out with one another, and so we felt very lucky to get to see other people. But it also meant that we were, well, this happens on a film set anyway, you get very cliquey, you become a little family. But even more so on this one. Well, I mean, because actually everyone is very nice. They're very good at what they do, so they're talented, which makes it really fun to act opposite them, because you trust in them and you can bounce with them. But they're also like good fun and nice people. But on top of that, we were in our own bubble.
Yeah. And
those are the people we were all hanging out with. And then on top of that, you had night shoots where no one else is awake. So, afterwards we'd have drinks in the makeup trailer most nights and just hang out and unwind. It takes a little while to unwind and come down, especially if you're doing high energy, high octane stuff. you take your wig off and you're still kind of buzzing, even though you're knackered. So yeah, we hung around a lot, and we had a long rehearsal period before then, and it was quite a long shoot too.
Yeah, because I was going to say, how do you, like, people who have everyday jobs go to work and it takes us a little while to unwind, but how do you unwind when the filming is so intense? What do you do to make sure you can just disconnect and be ready for tomorrow? Or does that take a while?
Yeah, hot shower. Really, like, scalding hot. Scalding hot shower. Because I felt like every day when I came back, I'd been smoking fake cigarettes and drinking fake beer and dancing, and my feet hurt from my high heels. And I would walk back, and we would do sort of like a split day, so it would be midnight or something, and I felt like I was doing like the walk of shame or something, going back to my house, like all just residue of my makeup on my face. And so for me, it really just, I needed to like completely reset my body, and that, you know, was a hot shower and yeah, a dark room.
This is all about being, especially the first episode, is all about being seen. You know, it was a generation of young people who felt they weren't being seen. For both of you, you've been seen by the public from such a very young age. Has there ever been a moment, Thomas, where you're just like, I love what I do, but I wish I could just be unseen for a little bit?
Yes. But also, I mean, they don't, an audience doesn't truly see me. There's a lot that is personal to me that I don't put into my acting work, and so I reserve that for only my friends and family, my people who are close to me, and my day-to-day life is quite a quiet one, really.
Yeah.
Quite simple in a lot of ways. So I take solace in the fact that that I'm not, you know, fully exposed to the world. What's bizarre is that the people think that is me, and so they think that they, you know me or have a huge insight into me, but which is not actually the case. But I understand why they might think that, especially as they've seen me grow up, you know, over the years. And you know, there is, you know, a certain element of truth to that, but I don't feel I don't feel overexposed. I have felt that in the past, and just created mechanisms in order to deal with that, so that I can continue doing the thing that I do really love to do, whilst also, you know, protecting my soul, you know, my essence of who I am.
Well, I'm glad you two are figuring that out, and what you continue to do is take risks in your career, and we see those risks and really appreciate them. Can't wait to see what you guys are doing next.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.